Good morning, everyone. I know that today is technically a holiday, but I thought I would share a quick video about getting started with week 2, just in case you want to get a jump on this week's materials. So as you can see, we are in week 2 this week. We will be starting one of our first major writing project, which is the literacy narrative, and continuing to practice our reading skills this week. So what are we doing this week? This week, we will start by reading a couple of examples of literacy narratives, and so you can get an idea of what a literacy narrative is. Excuse me. There is also a literacy narrative discussion post on the week 2 discussion forum. Excuse me, I'm tripping over my tongue this morning. And this asks you to think a little bit about the 2 different literacy narratives that you will read for today. And then moving on, we will get into the literacy letter assignment sheet, which I will discuss in just a second, do some reading about writing literacy narratives, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you have time to work on your literacy letter, and the literacy letter will be due on Sunday, along with your secondary discussion posts. And I wanted to remind everyone too, if you are wondering what you need to do for your secondary discussion posts, you can find that information here on Moodle. There is a folder, Discussion Post Guidelines, and there is some information, a video for you to walk through, and there's examples of secondary discussion posts, and then there's the guidelines. So if you didn't get a 10 out of 10 this week, or 20 out of 20 this week, you might want to review these guidelines to ensure that you're completing the assignment. So I did say that we would talk about the literacy letter assignment. This is a letter that you will be writing to me in which you introduce yourself a little bit and go through each of these different requirements. So you will need to write a personal introduction, talk a little bit about your reading and writing background. That's where the literacy narrative part comes in. And then you may also want to consider other types of literacy, because certainly there are things like computer literacy, academic literacy. You may have special literacies in your own life that you want to talk about as well. The point of the literacy narrative is to both share your experiences with literacy, reading and writing, and it's also to share a bit about me through a narrative, which is kind of a descriptive piece of writing about yourself. So please take time to carefully read the assignment. This will take place in a letter, so it will look like a letter when you send it or when you post it on Moodle. And it's due on Sunday by 11:59 p.m. So that's a little bit about what we're doing this week. I wanted to give you some time to work on the literacy narrative, so there's not a whole bunch of extra activities this week, because I wanted to allow you to have the time and space you needed to write an effective, engaging literacy narrative. And this would be a good time as well if you wanted to take advantage of tutor.com to get some feedback on your essay or to get some extra help with your essay before you submitted it. You will have time to do that this week, because you won't have very many other assignments due. So if you have any questions about what we're doing this week, please feel free to reach out to me via email and I will get back to you. If you want to talk with me on the phone or arrange an electronic meeting, I am up for that as well. Just let me know via email and we can arrange something. If you have any questions, let me know, and happy Labor Day.